I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Woohoo! We're on to the moon. Rocket has taken off and everyone is aboard. Cheer boy, we're off to the moon. And of course, everything's playing out pretty much as we had hoped and looking very, very cool. Very exciting day. A major break up to the upside for not only crypto with Bitcoin, but also for the stock market as well. So pretty amazing. Commodities also on the move. Everything we talked about over the months prior are all happening, so it's pretty exciting, and we're going to break it all down. We're going to break it all down and get in there as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. But for next in the house there, it's all happening. It is indeed. That is what is going on. It is all happening. Couldn't say it better. Hexavator in the house there. Hey gang, good to see Hexavator. Yeah, like and spread the word. Absolutely. We got Blair in the house there. Hi all, good to see you, Blair. Big shout out. We got Sean in the house. Hey, it is moon time. It certainly is, Sean. Hope you're enjoying basking in the light of the silvery moon, as it were. Very, very cool. Now, if you guys haven't shared on X, just take a moment to share the show on X. Just takes a moment to hit that repost button and leave any likes and comments as well. But, you know, repost is really cool. And, of course, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to share. A lot of people don't use the share button enough on YouTube, but get out there and share. That helps a lot too. And a big shout out over to PulseChain X. Channel's been growing quite nicely over there. So big shout out to all the new people over on PulseChain X. We're streaming on 3 YouTube channels and, of course, onto X directly. I have other channels, but we're not streaming there at the moment. We'll get there. We'll get back there again. We'll get to some of them. What else do we got? Brendan in the house there. Woo! July, we fly. Yeah, we fly early. We fly early. I mean, the road was so bullish. Even though we're calling about September, July and August was definitely had the potential because of how bullish everything is. I mean, we're going to describe it again, but we've said it days and days, weeks and weeks, and months, particularly recently. Check my pulse, LFG crypto. Woohoo! Yeah, get excited, guys. Get excited. It's so awesome. So good. We got Bitfinex in house. Evening all, big shout out to you, Bitfinex. I think we need a little bit of magical movements here. And I think maybe we're going to bring out the fireworks as well today. It is a special day. We have got major moves in the markets. It's very exciting. Superman, hardest working man in crypto. I appreciate that. Check my pulse. Yeah, I try. And we got Bitfinex in the house there as well. I'm hungry. Hungry for crypto. I like that. I was waiting for the punchline there. Yeah, so super exciting, guys. Pat yourselves on the back. It's early days still. We've got major crossovers happening right now. This is a very important day in this bull run ahead. So very, very exciting. Shall we get straight into it? Let's get straight into it. Let me just quickly check. Let me see if I want to talk about anything that I've been posting. Obviously, we posted SolidX, so I will post that as well at some stage. Let me just copy the link. Probably link to there. So if you guys haven't got into Solid Trader Bot, you can join up today. You will need to use a referral link to join up and get your own referral link, and you can do some pretty cool stuff on there. So that's pretty cool. Let me just pull that up actually before we get into the show. That is it there. I did a custom link as well, so it's kind of cool. So get in there and share it around. Pretty cool little trader bot. The cool thing about it does limit orders and tiered limit orders, which is something that I'm not aware that we have in PulseChain at all. So I think that's a really cool thing there. So get out there, Solid Trader Bot on Telegram, and you trade on PulseChain and stuff like that. So get in there. Pretty cool. All right, without further ado, let's get into the show. Let's start off with the stock market, shall we? I think so. I think that's a good place to go. So let's get into that, set that up, and we're ready to go. Brennan already says Golden Cross confirmed. All right, we're going to check that out, Brennan. He's talking about Ethereum there, so we're going to check that out too. All right, without further ado, let's look at golden crosses everywhere. We got S&P 500, NASDAQ clinches records as chip stocks ride AI momentum. Obviously, we're entering into the fourth industrial age for real this time. And, of course, we got the convergence of AI computer power. Obviously kicked off with things like the Blackwell chip last year from NVIDIA. And we've got software developments, LMMs, and a lot of learning of the bots and things like that. Still early days by my account. And I know that we got Grok, was it Grok Heavy is kind of out now, isn't it? Grok Heavy announced yesterday by Elon Musk. And so we are really on the move. We've got tons of, hundreds of billions of dollars being invested in the United States into AI factories to make advanced chips. And of course, Trump's trying to move a lot of the stuff in Taiwan over to America. That would decouple it a little bit from, the Taiwan-China issue as well as economic growth. So a lot of cool things there. And of course, not only we have got the software, the memory storage and learning and all the AI chips, but we've also got the convergence with robotics, automation, and manufacturing and everything else. So it really is going to be quite extensive as it ultimately heads towards inference and intelligence. Right, that's kind of the industrial age that we're about to enter into. It's going to be quite mind-boggling, and it's going to be a lot to get used to. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge for humanity as well to keep your humanity amongst all that. So we already see those in the early days with this. Just with the internet has been a struggle enough in social media. So there we go. We got Dow Jones up 0.4%, 192 points, 44,650. So looking pretty good there. Not quite at record highs yet on that, but it's getting pretty close. You can see it's getting pretty close. Yeah, I think we were at 45,014. So we're still, about just under 385 points or so away from that all-time high for the Dow Jones. Remember, Dow Jones is the top 30 industrials, but the S&P 500 that should be pushing high. Yeah, that's at a new all-time high. So 6,280. That's up 0.25%, 17 points. So that's all-time high records. And NASDAQ as well is up 0.1%, 19 points, and that is all-time high also, 20,630. So all the tech companies there really moving big time, bigly time. US dollar is at 97.3, so it's actually up a little bit, just a tad. You can see that it bottomed out just the other day at around 96.46, and so that means US dollars are more competitive, therefore good for exports, but less good for consumption. But I think it all ends up in the wash anyway. Let's hang out over on the commodities. Brent West Texas, $66.85 over the last year. You can see we've come off the bottom. We were down at $59, so we're definitely off the bottom, but we're definitely about $8, $7-8 cheaper than we were when Trump came in, and so that's good news. Brent oil, $68.87. That's also down also, and so generally speaking, it's cheaper at the pump, right, in the United States. So, and I'm sure that's going to probably drag down further with Trump's ambitions for increasing oil and gas output in the United States. So what else we got? We got gold at the moment up 0.25%, $9 to 3,334. I know that some people that would be particularly happy about all this. So gold is up, and silver there is looking good too, up 1.2% at 37. So there's gold. Gold is pushing, and silver there, $37.75, looking pretty good there. So if you got a bag of silver, hold on to your bag of silver because it's likely just to continue the run, right? Continue the run there. So very exciting there. Now let's have a look at some of the news before we get into, or getting back to some of the comments in a minute, but we've got some of the news here. Chip stocks up 1%, continue to rack up gains after chip maker Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing reported a nearly 40% jump in Q2 sales. So this is what people will be looking for. Is the AI just a hype, or is it actually delivering value? Well, it looks like it's delivering value there, up 40% on the semiconductor. So demand is good for the wholesale side of the business, beating forecasts and pointing to underlying AI-driven demand. Advanced Micro Devices was also in the ascendancy following the upgrade to buy HSBC. So we've got a bit of acquisition going on there. And that added also, and of course, NVIDIA, of course, yesterday hit $4 trillion for the first time, which is more valuable than the whole of the crypto market, as we talked about yesterday. Trump's tariffs. Trump is continuing to push pressure, and of course, he's essentially extended the deadline through to from the 9th really to the 1st of August. This is the last mile, I would suggest to you, that he's just trying to get the remaining countries to make a deal. We're talking about South Korea, Japan, to some extent Europe, and some of the South American countries. But apart from that, he's been making a lot of deals, sending a lot of letters out. U.S. President said he planned to slap a 50% tariff on all imports from the South American giant. That's Brazil. Now, Brazil is part of the BRICS, right? We're trying to undermine the U.S. reserve currency. So a little bit of punishment there. And apparently also because they have mistreated Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, his political ally in the region. So that is pretty much it. Obviously, the Brazilian President, Luizio Lula da Silva, decried the tariff and vowed an appropriate response, sparking some concerns of a trade war between Washington and Brasilia. Separately, Trump also announced a 50% tariff on copper, also effective August the 3rd, making good on his threat from a week earlier in the week. So there we go. Obviously, key inputs into everything from electricity to modern technology, right? So copper, a pretty big strategic asset there. Jobless claims. So jobless claims, the economy is still relatively good despite the Q1 GDP little retrace. We actually got the job data came in pretty well. So initial jobless claims, people claiming was only 227,000 rather than 236,000. So that's good news. The economy is still relatively good. However, that dampens down the interest rate move because the Federal Reserve has got a dual mandate of inflation and employment. So obviously employment staying, obviously this is just one indicator, but showing it's still relatively robust in the United States. Minutes from the Fed's latest gathering in June, released on Wednesday, indicated that only a couple of policymakers found it appropriate to consider cutting borrowing rates as soon as this month. But we're not looking for anything until September. So September is the play. So we'll keep looking at that and where inflation is. Trump also repeatedly called on the Fed to cut rates. And of course, my view is very clearly that the Fed is ridiculous. Powell's really a lawyer, right? So not an economist even, but the whole thing's just a Democrat setup. So, Trump's got a clean house there. So that is the play there. That's pretty much the news. Let's jump away to the crypto markets and jump view. Before we do that, though, let's catch up in the chat and see who else has jumped in here. We got... Let's see here. We got Bitfinex says inflation is coming to pump the prices of everything. Well, yeah, I think Trump's the thing with Trump is he's doing supply side. He's got fantastic supply side economists, and of course Scott, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has been doing an amazing job with the three-legged stool strategy, and of course we've been covering that since it came out really early on the channel because we know who to follow, right? We know who to follow. Q Baller announced there. Morning all. Good to see you, Q Baller. Never get your information from mainstream media. If you're thinking about, what's a government policy going to be, never do that. Go straight to the guys that are running the show, right? That are running the policy. Just remember that's a rule of thumb there. Check my pulse in the house there. Bitcoin at new all-time highs and no major media coverage. Fear and greed neutral. No retail yet. Nobody cares yet. This is going to be an epic cycle. How high can we go? That is true. That is true. Some good comments there. Eddie in the house there. Woohoo! Bulls are full force ahead. And altcoin season has commenced, says Eddie. I like it. Q Bullet in the house there. Hi. What's it? Hi, those. Hit those like, folks. Yeah, definitely smash the likes on the way in. Check my pulse says, good. Congratulations to everybody patiently waiting for glory. Been a tough road, but we're nearly there. Yeah. And Bitfinex says, have you checked out TFC? Their X account explains what it is. Yeah, we've looked at it, Bitfinex. We've looked at it. Mega store of value owners of a home building company is bringing professionalism. PulseChain holders own 80%, no market dump. Yeah. Well, there's pros and cons to that Bitfinex, but we're definitely aware of it for sure. NJ in the house there. Price go up. Technology improved a lot lately. Yeah. And remember, like the button doesn't hit back, so beat it up, says Bitfinex. Absolutely smash that. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to smash the follow button on X. I'm almost at 900 followers on X. As you guys know, I've had to rebuild my channel since I took down my last one. I had about 6,500, 7,000 followers at the time, and it probably would be over 10,000 now. But it's just the way it goes on social media. And I've appealed like 12, 13 times, and just getting crickets there. So we're starting again, and we're almost back at 900. So we're getting there. All right. What else? Let's jump over back into, I guess, the crypto markets. Everyone want to talk about that? Let's get into it. All right. So here it is. So we're at we've actually got green candles on the whole market, and even when we've had green candles on Bitcoin, we've had the market generally down, but it's up today 0.7% green. 3.68 trillion. We're almost up at NVIDIA valuation. We've got 17,632 coins listed in that valuation on CoinGecko. Bitcoin, of course, is the main event. It's $2.3 trillion, I should say, 2.3 trillion. Out of that 3.687, it is a Bitcoin. And of course, it is up 4.2% today. Fantastic result. Currently sitting at 116,000. We're just going to round $116,000 at the moment at number one. So congratulations, Bitcoin. Well done there. We got Ethereum there at number two, up 6.6% at 2,964, just shy of 3,000. We got XRP at 5%, $2.55 at number four. There must be a lot of promotion stuff work by XRP Foundation or something, because all the news agencies and stuff always seem to have a lot of bias around XRP. So there must be funding, all that sort of stuff. I'm sure many of you are probably aware. BNB at the moment is up 2.3% at $686. Solana is up 4.2%, $165. We're expecting big things from the meme coin side of things as we get a bit further in the market. On that, we've got obviously Dogecoin there is number 8 at 7.6% at 19.5 cents. And then Tron there at number 9 at 1.3% at 29.3 cents. We're probably going to, my guess is that we got Cardano, ADA is going to push back into the top 10 and probably push Tron down to the side there, despite the stablecoin boom on Tron. But of course, USDC and USD Tether there are going to get a lot of love, right, from the Genius Act coming up in mid-July, only a week away. And of course, Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent talking about $2 trillion, maybe $3.8 trillion by 2030 in stable coins. This is a boom unlike anything we've ever seen. And of course, if you've seen Mike Lee, he's been talking about this on CNBC. It is hyper pump, guys. I really think this is a big issue. This Genius Act coming up. This is massive capital coming into crypto, unbelievable capital. So get super excited. This thing's probably going to blow minds where we're going to be heading over the next 18 to 36 months. It's going to be pretty crazy. Very, very excited about that. So stablecoin narrative, keep on top of it. Just because it's stablecoins, don't get bored of it. This is where the big capital is going to come in with Circle and Tether, and of course using US dollars and treasuries, right, in the United States as backing. It is a huge deal, a mega deal. Coming up there, so just keep a lookout for that. Right, so that's kind of play there at the moment. And yeah, Hyperliquid's down at number 13, doing pretty well. And like I said the other day, you can now access Hyperliquid on PulseChain via Pulse Wallet. So if you're using Pulse Wallet, that is definitely something you can do there as well. Kind of cool. Best performer in the last week has been Ethereum, up 14.3%, but we've got two that are doing pretty well also. We've got XRP up 12.6% and Dogecoin up 12.8%. And of course, with Cardano just sitting down outside the top 10, and number 11 is up 12.5%. So yeah, Ethereum making the big move, and of course, exciting times ahead. Now, looking at the top gainers in the top 100, we can see that Bonk is still, the meme coin Bonk, still doing extremely well, up 44% for the week, up 13% today. Stellar XLM is up 25% for the week, 3.2% today, and XPX 6900 24% for the week. Also at number 3, Pepe on the move, up 22.4%. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but that Bitcoin Pepe, Crypto Paradise is covering it. I think they've still got less than a month to go for the launch of Bitcoin Pepe. It's going to be on Solana chain. I think they've raised like $17 million in a pre-sale. That could be a pretty big deal too. So there we go. There's a little bit of a teaser out there. We've got Stop Story IP up the moment, up 22%, up 11.7% today. And that's at number 5 there. So those are our top 5 and the top 100. Let's go to top 1,000. We've got Hyperlane up 446%, Infinity Ground up 72%, and BC Gamecoin, which has been on here before, is up 58% as well. Let's go have a look at Hyperlane. Quick look at that. It's currently at 469 in the ranking. It's been around since 23rd of April this year, so not too long, only a couple of months, but it has just had a big moon day. Look at that. It was sitting at around 11.7 cents. Is now at 64 cents, so a massive pump in the last day or two. Yeah, pretty epic. So looking pretty good there. Hyperlane is an open source permissionless framework for blockchain interoperability. Today it connects over 170 blockchains. So there we go, and supports 5 virtual machines, powering hundreds of interchange applications on a daily basis. So yeah, that's a pretty good technology. Might be something worth checking out and do some due diligence on. The old Hyperlane. Let's go have a look at the website. And this is the website, interoperability for everybody. And of course, this sort of technology, this multi-chain future, this omni-chain future, is enabled by this technology. So it may very well offer some nice upside there. Remember, never buy the top exactly, but it's some interesting technology there. Value bridged 8 billion, they reckon. So obviously, you got to do due diligence on it, but pretty interesting there. All right, like anything, let's have a look here. What chain is it on? It's on A chain, whatever that is. I'm not sure, but check that out. Let's jump over to the next one is Infinity Ground. Going to quickly look at this. Rank number 934. It's been around since the 5th of July this year, so only a few days, and it is starting to ramp up. What time frame am I on max here? It is ramped up to 17 cents, so only a little while back. What was it? So it's ramped up. Where was it starting? It started off at 4.2 cents. It's now at 17 and a half. Let's have a look here. I don't know what it's on. It's on BSC chain, Infinity AI. So another AI coin. First, a Web3 native agentic IDE, I guess. Empower developers, enable everybody with AI and Web3 there. So a bit of combination between AI and Web3. And that is Infinity Ground there. It looks like got a lot of games and stuff on it too. Maybe worth checking out. But that is all ranked pretty high still, 934. And it's only just launched. So that might be a little interesting one to check out as well. Once again, you've got to do due diligence and all that. Obviously, not investment advice. But those are some of the movers. We also obviously have seen BC Game coin before. Let's have a quick look at it, though. Number 635, down a little bit here. Obviously, pretty volatile on the chart. Been around since December last year. Right, actually, just at the beginning of the year, really. It's also on Solana chain. It is a BC game platform, pretty much. Let's have a quick look at it again. It's been a while since we have, but that is it there. Yeah, pretty cool, actually, isn't it? So got gaming and sports and all sorts of stuff like that. Now, obviously, we're expecting our own ones coming up on PulseChain. It's even got bonuses and affiliates, crypto trading, sports and lottery. Not too bad. Actually, pretty good site, really. So you might see that do some really cool stuff. In the market, 635. Yeah, it might be worth checking out as also. So those three all look like they have possibilities. And yeah, top trending coins today: Tunchain, Bitcoin, the same as yesterday, and we got Manu as well trending at the moment. So that is the start. So yeah, market cap 3.67 trillion, up 0.7%, and Bitcoin at the moment, up between 115 and 116,000. So not bad at all on that one. Let's jump over to the Bitcoin price. I'm going to quickly go through this as well. So we've been following our map, right, of Trump's strategy. And of course, that has been playing out very well. Obviously, the trade deals have come later than we might have expected with some of the deals, given the fact that they knew many weeks ago that they had some deals in the pocket, but they held them back, right, because they wanted to get the best bang for their buck for it. And of course, we had the big tax bill come out, and then we've had some trade deals done. We've had some letters put, a lot of letters put out. And dozens of letters, probably more than that. There's going to be probably 175 letters go out, something like that. But yeah, we've had that news. We obviously got free from the SEC with the final appeal, so that was pretty cool news for PulseChain. And of course, coming into the 15th, we've got the 3 acts coming through, right? The next round of bills, particularly for crypto, the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, and the non-CBDC Act. And of course, that's going to Genius one is particularly bullish, right? Because Scott Bessett's talked about up to $2 trillion with backed by treasuries in stable coins, decentralized. And of course, particularly that's bullish for Circle, USDC, and Tether. So very, very exciting about that. And that potentially is just a massive ramp up in value on the old Ethereum chain in particular, and I guess all the secondary chains, EVM chains, and obviously PulseChain as well as an indirect benefit. So very excited about that. That's coming up next week. And that's also the same time we got our PulseChain conference, which is kind of cool. So we're going to get more trade deal announcements, of course, all the way through to August. And then I'm not too worried about the China tariff extension into August because they've pretty much got a framework for that deal, just like to do. So I'm not too worried about that. There'll be a little bit of tits of attack going back and forth. Obviously, there's obviously a lot of issues going on with the Chinese regime, with President Xi and the military, and who's controlling power. A bit of a power play there at the moment. And President Xi just definitely looks a little bit weaker at this stage. So we'll see how that all plays out as well. So kind of cool. And then, of course, September coming up for the interest rate cut. I do expect a lot of pressure for interest rate cuts by then, despite the minutes from the Treasury, the Federal Reserve meeting that we had with FOMC. So yeah, that is coming up there 17th of September, and do expect a rate cut there. And of course, a second rate cut in December. How big it's going to be is going to be very important. Will it be 25 basis points or something more significant? Or let's see, we're currently at 4.5% and inflation's 2.5. So there's a big gap there. Normally, a good rule of thumb is a 1 for 1. So really, arguably, that should come down from 4.5 down. Well, I would argue down to 2.5. So we'll see how that plays out in due course. And of course, Trump's going to, pretty much roll all of the Fed presidents with all the different Fed banks, which there are 12, if I remember rightly, 12 Fed banks in the different districts in the United States. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And then of course we've got more crypto news coming out in September, October with the crypto report from the digital team at the White House, and that's going to give us more good bullish crypto regulations and investment money, because they're going to be looking at a whole range of different ways of investing, buying more Bitcoin and building up their altcoin stockpile on top of the stuff that they've already claimed from a lot of people, right? So yeah, that's going to be hyper bullish, and so yeah, bring it on. So that could be another round of investment, and excited about that. All right, so that is pretty much Bitcoin. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Actually, but before we go through that, let's look at the averages at the moment. We've got the 50-day moving average at 106,325, the 200-day at 96,200. So the golden cross has played out really nicely on Bitcoin, and we just broke out here, so that's very important. We've got very nice breakout here. So, I mean, if this was the top that we had, we've just broken through that, right? So nice onwards and upwards from here. We had a high today of $116,842. We're currently just below that at $115,276, but we're on the move to that 120, 130 path, right? So looking very good there for Bitcoin. Before we move on to Ethereum. So Ethereum there, let's go have a look at Coinbase, and we're looking for that golden cross. As Brennan said earlier, we have confirmed that golden cross. So here it is here, beautiful. Do we all like that? I think so. That is beautiful. Look at that. Fantastic. And I've got this has been in here, this picture that we've had for a re-rate, and look at it. It's playing out very nicely. That's pretty hilarious. But we just took this one here. We put it in here, and looking very good there. So nice. And of course, here we've got the cross here at the 9th of July. And at the moment, we've got the 50-day at 2,500 and the 200-day at 2,487. So we've got our golden cross, folks. Be very excited about that. This green line at the top here was PulseChain Strategic Reserve break even. It's at $3,775. And we're already made a nice little move towards that. So very, very exciting. All we need now from where we are right now to get there is a 30% move. To get back to break even on the Magic Carp Ride Strategic PulseChain Reserve money. Everything is heading up pretty nicely. As you guys know, we needed about a 50% move. Now we need about a 30% move. So, and it all happens, and I said what I say, in a few days. And of course, you saw that back here. All happens in a few days. And that's typically what happens in crypto. Everything happens in about 20, 30 days of the year, right? Either up or down. That's pretty much it. So exciting times. It's exciting times. Let's have a look here. Let's go back up here. We've got any more comments. Let's see here. Check my pulse. Said, show me the chart, suit man. Show me the money. Absolutely. We got the money right here. Bug Eaters infiltrated suit man, but great work anyways, suit man. That's from Trev. The Bug Eaters. Yeah. We got Wookie in the house there. Let's go. What else do we got? Wookie in the house as well. Queensland winning has been the turning point in the market. But the next in there, wait till the world realizes how useful Ethereum and PulseChain are. Comparatively, Bitcoin is nothing more than a meme coin, says Bitfinex. The first to market never lasts forever on that metro alone. Also, everything else is more useful than Bitcoin. One day the world will recognize it. Well, that idea of the flippening of Ethereum over Bitcoin, that's definitely plausible with the stablecoin bill coming up with the Genius Act, because that's going to potentially flood trillions of dollars into stablecoins over onto Ethereum, and therefore Ethereum re-rate could be up unbelievable. You could really start to pull up some of these top big numbers people were talking about in the past. So yeah, tens of thousands of dollars worth for each Ethereum. It could be really crazy, even more. I mean, it's really mind-boggling where this could go. So yeah, we'll try and get some analysis on that. But yeah, that is pretty crazy. So yeah, we shall see. I mean, the bull market definitely plausible with the USDC and pump. We see how that will progress moving forward from the middle of July. But looking very good at the moment on the old Ethereum. Let's jump over to some of the Bitcoin news. Should we do that? So Bitcoin price predictions in July. Will BTC hit new all-time highs this summer? Some of just an opinion piece here. And of course, we've got some cool commentary here. Let's quickly go through some of it. I'm going to scroll down. Yeah, we've got institutions, 40 institutional investors, mostly going into Bitcoin. So we've got a lot of obviously institutions going in there. And of course, Michael Saylor's now holds 597,325 Bitcoin with over 64 billion. And of course, he's going to keep buying billion Bitcoin until it gets into just as it goes up, he's going to keep buying it. He's already said that. And so that's up and away there. So yeah, pretty bullish. Just trying to see whether they got any price predictions here. Some what do we got here? Some more aggressive forecasts are throwing numbers around like 150 to 190k if momentum really kicks in. Well, we're definitely up in that camp, right? We're expecting definitely that 50 to 200k mark, and of course, with potential upside to 250 and a possibility of 400 even by the end of the year. That'd be quite mind-boggling, but it's definitely plausible if everything comes out the way we think it's going to go. Yep, and of course Richard Hart's got 244, isn't he? 244 in his mark, so that is the play. So here, let's have a look at the next one here. We've got here's why Bitcoin can hit an all-time high and can run to 120k. Another opinion piece here. So let me just scroll down there. Structurally, the chart now points towards the 115 to 120k zone with strong momentum behind it. So there we are. That was from B2 Bin Pay Analysts. So yeah, will altcoins follow Bitcoin rally? So that was the question there. The petrol altcoin rally will likely come down to macroeconomic factors. Right now, the trend favors Bitcoin, but or just beneath it, altcoins are quietly positioning for a late summer rotation. And I think there's some truth in that, so we'll keep a lookout on that too. If macro shocks hit, the hawkish Fed pivot or geopolitical escalation. So the Fed pivot is what we're really looking forward to. So that's definitely probably going to seal the deal for altcoin season if it doesn't already run before then. Bitcoin could spike in dominance as risk appetite vanishes. So that's on the downside if there's geopolitical escalation. That's probably the case. That was going to lead us into PulseChain, Pulse gains. So we're going to talk about that next. So that is pretty much our crypto news. Yeah, and we're on the move higher. That's only a good thing, right? So get excited about that. Don't forget to get in the comments as well. Let us know how you're thinking about the markets, what you're buying at the moment, all that sort of good stuff. Let us know, indeed. Let us know. We're going to get into PulseChain. How is PulseChain doing? Well, PulseChain has built with thin liquidity. We've obviously had a lot of whales moving around. We've got this big PulseX whale. We're going to talk about that today. We've got some new project launches, so we're going to talk about that as well for PulseChain, and also on Titanx. We're covering Titanx at the end of the show as well, covering Taurus, the launch of Taurus. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So look forward to that. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Just going to make sure I'm in the right place here. All right, so oh, damn it, I can just close. Oh no, there it is. All right, so let's get into the news on PulseChain. PulseChain, let's go. All right, so let's stop talking and let's get moving. All right, so we've got day 791. Can you believe it? 791. What's that, Brennan? I wanted timeout Wookie. I don't know. I think I think only Brian has the ability to do that. Actually, I think only Brian. Actually, I've got to check. Actually, should check. Need to check the moderator powers. But yeah, I should probably do that sometime. But we got Pulse at the moment. We got day 791 since PulseChain launched the 13th of May, 2023. And of course, we've now defeated the SEC once and for all. We're on to free green pastures. We no longer have the cloud of the SEC. Now that might mean that maybe within a month or something like that, or 6 weeks, we could have PulseChain really take off. Assuming depending on where things go. Typically, it's always delayed move, right? Often we see everyone thinks, oh, we're going to be free from the SEC and then pump. Well, if we're looking for this really big pump, sometimes it could be like a month later. We often see that happen a lot of times, right? Brennan says you can time him out, super low. Yeah. All right, so we got Pulse at the moment, contribute 0294, up 6.3%, sitting at 29% of the mean sacrifice price. Is still cheap on PulseChain. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0214 up 5.5%. It's sitting at 21.5% in the mean sacrifice price. And we've got the buy and burn sitting at 7.36%. Now let's do another thing about Pulse and PulseX is that once it starts moving in price, you won't be able to get it at these prices. All right, it all changes pretty fast to the upside. Just take note of that. Not financial advice, but you know what to do. Incentive token $1.58 up 5%, sitting pretty nicely. And we got Hex at the moment is just down slightly, 1/5%, 59 hundredths of a penny, and EHEX at 9 hundredths of a penny, holding up pretty well. Combined price EHEX and PX is at 78 hundredths of a penny, also pretty damn cheap. And that we got a whale though, right? We got a whale. So should we bring it up? I think it's time to bring the whale up, right? Let's bring up the whale since we're talking about Hex. PulseChain Whale Watch. The main PulseX dumper has started to unload its Hex assets. We already knew that it was working through a lot of its PulseX stuff, but it's now also moved its Hex stuff into its dump wallet 132. So we knew that it was probably going to dump that too. It's pretty consistent in behavior. It typically has been pushing its selling the PulseX and the Pulse and bridging the Pulse over to Ethereum and then selling it into Ethereum and some stable coins. So that's pretty much it. It has been an earlier player. Analysis yesterday from another person did some very good analysis, showed that it was unlikely to be Richard Hart. It was just an early player. And they've got a big history of that. You can check out that thread online somewhere. I posted it in the crypto chat in our Discord. So if you want to join our Discord, links in the video description. So yeah, join up to our Discord. Our Discord's amazing. It's a very protective space. It's very cool there. If you want to become a community member, it's only $12.50 a month. I mean, it's super good value. You get to meet a lot of great people. We've got a bunch of great people in our Discord. So if you want to meet a bunch of great people, it's a great place to be. And we've also got all the information around PulseChain, all the links and everything else. It's really cool. We've got a helpline as well, which is pretty cool. So it's got everything there. Join up today. And of course, you want to go to the next level, get in our strategy club. Join up to that. It's only $35 a month. So that's fantastic stuff. And you get regular updates in there. We do monthly reports. I'm going to be doing a lot of changes in there too moving forward. Like it's going to be just going up to next level of information. So you definitely want to get in there now. And of course, we also have strategy chats and top 10. You get access to the top 10 in there as well on PulseChain and other chains. So just definitely get in there. Only $35 a month. Fantastic value there. And we're just about to take off. So, get part of it. Links in the video description. So here we got the PulseX dumper. It's recently sent 300 million hex to its seller address and sold 50 million hex today alone. So obviously there might still be some deals to be done with the old hex. Keep a manage of that on this wallet because obviously, always buy after the whale's dump, right? That's typically the play. The main address still holds 300 million hex and the seller address holds 250 million hex. It's selling on both chains, ETH and PulseChain from my memory. That's roughly $3.4 million worth. So still got a bit of X capital there. Like I say, it might not be a month until after the SEC, especially with whales like this around, until we really, really move. So this pattern is following the same trend when they just recently sold all their PulseX holdings. So they're moving back into the majors from the looks of it over on Ethereum. So, it's a redistribution. Just think of it like that, and they can pick up a bigger deal. So this will, it'll certainly dampen down to some degree the momentum on the chain. Obviously, we have to outdo. If he sells 3.4 million, we have to get more capital than 3.4 million, and of course, get more price activity with the existing stable coins on PulseChain to overcome that in the short term. So just take note of that. All right, so that is the play on that one. I thought it was kind of interesting, and those are addresses there. This is the wallet here, right? This 132, so you can check that out. Now, if you want to check out this post and follow the whale, maybe you want to buy some hex and you want to make sure he's all out or something like that, keep a lookout for the chart and the whale, and should be able to get a right balance there and get a nice little entry for the whale watch there. So hex whale seller. So that is the one there. Bam. Who else? We got Blair in the house with the old rockets and the volcano. I like that. Trev says, I like crazy numbers on ETH. Good PulseChain and Hex, says Trev. Yeah. We got that is the whale watch there. Let me just post it over here. Hex whale seller. Bam. All right. Let's jump over to from there. So that is from PulseChain News. Let's go back into the rest of it. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. So still very good value. We have got green candles on PulseX and Incentive. Hex, of course, facing the dumper today, 50 million X. And so we also got BankX out there too. I think what are they down to? Last time they were down to 180 million. I think what they get from the Godwell accidentally. I say accidentally, but that was what 700 million was it Hex? I think it was. And so I don't know what BankX is at. No, they must be less than 180 because they've been selling pretty regularly. So I don't know what they are down at the moment. Are they down at 150 or something? I'm just guessing, but let us know in the chat if you guys have been following the BankX well supply, but definitely they're down a lot. So yeah, let's jump over to the gas prices. We're sitting at 1.6 million beats, so a little higher than normal, 2 cents for a PulseX swap on the more green activity, I guess. Validators, pretty similar to the last sort of 5-6 days, 50, just under 52, 100. And then the bridge, of course, we've been looking at this very, very closely, $87.9 million. Obviously, we're up on many metrics. You guys know I have a snapshot from the 3rd, which is essentially 8 days ago, and we had ETH at 6,745. We're now at 7,100, so that's up nicely. Price is up also, so that's cool news. So we've gone from 17.3 million to 20.8 million dollars in value for that. So that's pretty nice. That's at 2.7, 3.4, $3.5 million in ETH value has gone up. So yeah, both in volume and price. What else? We got DAI was at 17.6, we're pretty much the same. So we've actually added some. I think we've added. I can't remember what the baseline was. I think we had lost a lot of DAI, right? So I think we're at about the same as we were 8 days ago. USDC was 14.25 million. We're at 14.5 now, so we're up 250,000 on USDC. Coast is up 200k. USD Tether is up about 50k. And the EHEX, of course, was sitting at 14.2 million, is now at 16.5 million. So obviously EHEX recovered just a little bit, just has to recover a little bit, and we get big moves on there. So that's kind of play. And Bitcoin was at 27 at 2.9, and now we're at 26, but the Bitcoin price has gone up, so we're up about $88,000 on Bitcoin. So that's the numbers over the last 8 days. But let's have a look at the bridge. Let's have a look at the bridge exclusive to the Kryptonite show. And you can see we've got, this is missing the last hour, but apart from that, it's pretty up to date. And from the 9th of July, so it's just over a month, 9th of June to the 10th of July. And we can see this big yellow area, of course, is the net accumulated. This is all at timestamp prices. In other words, the price that when it came in, not at dynamic market prices. So it's not moving around all the time in real time. But you can see that we had, a bit of a battle going over the last day or two. And here we had green candles coming in, 168 stuff. We didn't have really much happening over the last day. Look at that. It's hardly anything coming in or out. And then we had a big movement just in the hour before, 2 hours actually before the data. So about 2 hours ago, we had this big movement, 293 out and 236 in. So we ended up pretty volatile there. So we have climbed up from the local low of 3.8 million, let's say, negative, to just under 3.3 million. So we're making, we're making a higher low in the old. If you want to look at it from that point of view, we've still got a lot of work to do. We've got this whale still dumping on us and bridging out. So I think we're just going to have to wait for that whale to finish the selling of Hex now. Move from PulseX to Hex. So we're just got to wait for that whale to exit. It's a redistribution. Just think of it like that. And you're going to be able to pick up, better Hex value before, and then it might be a massive, relief rally after that. So take note. So that is where we are at the moment on the old bridge. We're wanting to look for this reversal. We want this green, this yellow area to flip over to the positives. It's in the negatives. We want it to flip to the upside, and so the day it does that, that's a very bullish signal on the old PulseChain. Now, obviously, we have all those stable coins that are not being used. There are a lot in protocols, but not being used. And they can always buy the market up, and it doesn't take a lot to move the market if we can. So we already see PulseChain and PulseX and INC up, for example, but Hex, of course, facing the whale. So that is kind of the play there. That leads us into the volumes, 18 million. So we've had 80 million, 90 million for the last, I think, 3 or 4 days. Before that, we had a couple of days up at 28 million, 29 million. And then before that, we were way down, right? We were down at like 12 million or something. It's been pretty bizarre. We're 80 million today. We've got 318,000 transactions. We're going to look at what's trending on Deck Screener. in the top 100. I'm not going to go through the whole list like I have been the last couple of days, just because it gets a bit crazy. Not sure what's happening. I accidentally touched the window and it's gone big. We're gonna talk about that. So yeah, let's jump into that. We got any more comments? Get your comments in there, folks. That's all we can say. All right, so we got the top performer at the moment on the list is Pepe, up 32.42%. In fact, let's go full screen, shall we? Let's go full screen mode. Bam. Let's go full screen. There we go. So we've got Pepe here up at 32.4%. We got your mum, Elon Musk, your mum, 20.5% up there at the moment. RSI oversold up 19%. BFF from Investor, OG WebChef 15.9%. We got Bitcoin pump tires up 15.6%. We got we did a show. What I did yesterday or the day before? Yesterday I did a show covering all the Bitcoin options on PulseChain. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It was kind of interesting. And towards the end of the show yesterday, PDC the Greys 14.3%. In fact, maybe I should clip that out. I'll clip that out. That might be a cool little thing. Although it's getting a little bit, one day in crypto's like everything gets dated, right? It's their own problem. We got PDC the Troper 14.3%. We got PDI, pump tires die, I should say, up at 12% there. PDC up a little bit there, 12%, 11.5%. We've got Pulse Puppies up 10.9%. We've got the pump tires up at 10%. Let's just take 10%. Time Dividend up 9.5%. Solid X up at 9.2%, and X Game up at 8.7%. And of course, we're expecting X Game to launch soon, right? We just had the Solid Trader bot, which I covered in depth yesterday, and probably almost got my account suspended, but we covered that yesterday. And so we're up 8.6% on that. And of course, we've got Trump, the pump tires as well, up 8.5% there. So yeah, we're getting a lot of pump tires, right? Dominating, right? A lot of pump tires dominating here, and a few of the other, sort of top quality projects like DAOs and things, wallets. But yeah, X Game that could launch at any time. Could see massive moves on that. We're looking for the main event, which is the Crash game to launch. It's going to be the 30% referral, massive marketing budget and networks impact. So we're looking forward to that. What else we got there? PGC the Greys up 8.2%. Teddy Bear 7.5% at the moment. That's from OG WebChef up there as well. Not OG WebChef. That's from James and Maria, I should say. James and Maria. UFO doing pretty well. So PGC UFO doing pretty well. In fact, if you haven't checked out Prairie Banana, he's pretty much the number one influencer in the PGC space. There are a lot of influencers supporting that token, but he's the one that really owns the analysis side of things. And he's been doing a great job. He's did another great video yesterday, I think. So check that out on PDC the Greys. That's the first DAO token really on PulseChain, and doing an incredible job there. What else there? We got Finvestor Masor from OG WebChef up 6.4%. Teddy Bear Takeover had a little bit of a bounce the last couple of days, up 6.63% there as well. G Baby from another James and Maria associate, 6%, up 6%. Not too bad there as well. We're in the top 40 now. Solid X, $9.21 for Solid X right now. Shall we have a little look at this? Let's have a little look at this one, because we are expecting, I think this game's, with the launch of the trader bot yesterday, I think this is probably getting closer and closer and closer. And let's go to some of the news there. So we have breaking alerts. This is out today, only a few hours ago. Solid X is now gold verified on X. We're proud to share the Solid X is now gold check verified, the first and only ecosystem on PulseChain to receive the distinction. And as far as I know, that is the case. That includes PulseChain itself and all RH core projects. A first, a standard, a trust, a signal of trust. This recognition reflects our continued commitment to cutting-edge innovation, game-changing products, user-first tools, a growing ecosystem designed for long-term success. The gold check mark under the verified organization program signals that SolidX is the real deal and here to lead. The gold check mark has big benefits: algorithm boost, marketing on steroids. We're expecting this, right? So we're expecting that a lot. Gold checked accounts get priority in X algorithms, higher ranking in search, more time visibility, stronger recommendations, and up to 2x boost on impressions. So expect a lot from that. SolidX is verified, amplified, and unstoppable. SolidX isn't just building. We're leading SolidX as the OG gold checkmark team on PulseChain. Whoa, some big stuff there. And you can see the gold tick there. Very proud there. So not bad. I'm going to repost that. I think it's a pretty good story. So yeah. All right, so let's jump into the next thing, of course, is with SolidX. They've got their trader bot. So that was TraderBot was linked by Randy Alasky nice and early. So he is obviously BFFs with Firewell, and it's best friends forever for those of you out there. So he's like SolidX Trader is live. A full trade snipe interface exclusively with PulseChain. This is by far the fastest and most convenient way to make your trade. So full trade snipe interface. And of course, we posted that in the chat there earlier if you haven't got hold of that. So this is just one of the products that are coming up from SolidX. We know that they're going to have 4 main products. So this is going to be pretty exciting. So if you haven't checked it out, join up today. You do need to get a link to join up and make your own referral code. And you can share it around your own community. And they can trade with the trader bot on Telegram and get used to it. I did a whole video on it yesterday, so you can check that out as well and post it on X. So join up today. SolidX Trader Bot. There we go. All right. So that is the play. You can obviously ultra fast trades, no more stuck transactions, one-click buys, multiple wallet setup. You can set up your wallets and fund those. Limit orders, stop losses, charting, protected from scams. So it's got everything you need in that bot. And of course, I would say, this limit orders and the stop losses, very, very useful. It also has tiered exits as well, so you can go out at different prices if that's something that you want to do. So it's a very cool feature there. All in Telegram. You use it. To use it, just fund your wallet, paste the contract address of the token you want to buy, and click buy. That's how easy it is. There's a SolidX protocol, and as such, all fees collected will be used to buy SolidX and either burning it or sending it to stakers. On top of that, there is a 5-level deep referral program that pays you 35% of all fees collected. So you get paid downstream up to 5 levels. So if you recommend somebody, they recommend somebody, you're getting paid all down the line if they use the bot for trading, right? So that's the key there. So not bad at all. So that is from the team. Huge congrats. That's a huge congrats. Go SolidX, let's say. SolidX. I always do the big sell there. SolidX on PulseChain. You've got to get those keywords right. It's all about keywords now, and the hash is gone. So it's all about keywords. Bam. All right. So that is from the team there. And yeah, at the moment, we got the price getting a little pump on the back of that. We're up a little bit there. And we're sitting at $9.18. So it was only down $17 or so the other day, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry, $7.49. Now we're up at $9.18. So nice stuff there. Early days for SolidX, but it all could change pretty fast with all these product launches and marketing and network effects. So let's check that out. Now let's have a look at the ratio to pulse, because every time you see one of these, they've got a pulse pair. Look at the ratio. So still down on the ratio. So imagine the ratio recovering and PulseChain moving up. Leveraged, X's times X's. So 5 times 5 is 25. That sort of stuff. So keep a lookout for that. That is super cheap right now. And we're going to watch out for SolidX. That is one of my Magnificent 7 too, isn't it? I think it is. So what else? Yep. Let's just scroll down a bit further. So we're at about number 50 here. We're obviously incentive token $1.60 at the moment, up 5%. Doubt token also up 5% there. Liquid loans up 5%. And I mentioned this yesterday and the day before, I think, but liquid loans really ramping up their marketing. So they're obviously expecting us to be on the turning point in the markets for the upside. BBC token 9-inch, both together today, 56, 57 rank, but 3-4%. So they're on the move and probably underpriced. Let's have a look at the volume at the moment. So the volume on 9mm, we're at 1.3 million. We've been trading at about 800 to a million. So we're at 1.3 today. In 9-inch has been trading about 100, 120K. They're at 187. So that's definitely getting more volume through there at the moment. A lot of the volume is coming through SolidX, but it's doing pretty well. All right, let's go to the rest of the markets as we go. Looks like RETH just took the top there at 31.2%. So there we go. The market's moving around a bit. Let's go down to the rest of it. So we got a lot of green candles. A lot of different tokens. QMMon slightly green. Tron, pump tires slightly green. So yeah, all these little ones here. I think a lot of these ones are probably I don't know who set up Tron, but we have a lot of Richard Hart type of pump tires on the move. Upex on the move. ETH TC up the move. Akaris up on the move, up 1.3%, all slightly green. That's pretty much it. And then everything else is slightly out of the money, relatively speaking. So even Source on Mineral, another one of my Magnificent 7 is down 1%. The ratio there, of course, there's Top Hat as well, is down as well. From Crypto Coffee, the big influence on PulseChain space. So yeah, some of those we may expect those to flip around in terms of leading one day and not the other day. Gophers there from Dipcatcher down 3.7%. And there's lots of other ones down here today as well. Real weird mix today of coins, isn't there? Quite a weird mix. So that is the play at the moment on the old markets. It's going to lead us, I guess, into probably lead us into Titanx and coverage. Let's see what other comments we've got. Do we get any more comments here? We got Trev says, I'm trying to get some more HEX as soon as possible. It's crawling over broken glass mindset as these low prices will not last. I agree with you, Trev, 100%. Who would dump HEX now? Insane. Well, the whole strategy is to exit out. So, yeah, we'll see where they go. We'll go from here. PulseChain usually has a delayed move to the ETH side. Yeah. So that's a good point that Brendan's making. So PulseChain, typically moves maybe a day or two after, right? So we'll keep track of that. Maybe we'll have a bullish weekend, Brendan? This HEX whale's definitely dampened things down on the old PulseX and now HEX. So we'll keep monitoring that too. All right, let's go to Titanx. Titanx. All right, here we go. What view we're going to have? That view? Yeah, let's go to the full view again. All right, so Titanx here, sitting ecosystem market cap 60 mil, ecosystem volume 615K. Titanx uses 20,000. 126 trillion Titanx has been burned. Those are the overall metrics. We got ETH at the moment. We got still got Titanx, still pretty cheap. Had a little bit of a move yesterday. It was up like 10%. It's up 5%, but was getting oversold overheated overbought on the RSI. So let's have a quick look at Titanx now. We had the big launch today, right? So Taurus launched from Cryptographics. He's a Titanx PulseChain crossover influencer, and he's now a founder and a developer and founder now too. And here we are at 6 zeros 1953. So you can see we had a nice little this is on the daily. We've had a nice little cup going on here. So this is kind of looking like a bullish formation. That being said, of course, the RSI was getting a bit hot. Let's bring that up. Although we got the market on the move. So the RSI just getting a bit overheated here, just cooling off a little bit on the daily. On the 4-hourly, we can also see it was a bit overheated as well. So probably just cooling off a little bit here. On the weekly, though, it's probably got plenty of room because it's been so oversold. So it's probably still down quite a bit. Yeah, look at that, all the way down at 38 on the weekly. So lots of room to move on this, especially with the market conditions at the moment. So yeah, just a matter of just biding your time, getting that lower entry if you can. So that is where we are on the old Titanx. Looking at the ETH ratio of Titanx to ETH. Let's quick look at that. We had the still looking pretty good at 10 zeros 6,600. We were down at the bottom at 10 zeros 5,000. So only still slightly up from there. Obviously the volume come in today. Of course, we've had Taurus launch, right? It requires Titanx. So let's have a look at the amount of Titanx in the protocol. We're sitting at about 70 trillion. Yeah, we're at 69. So it looks like it's gone down by about 1 trillion, if I'm right. If I remember right, I thought we were pretty sure it was 70. We looked at it the other day. So it's down about 1. Now, if we can get 10 or more trillion in Taurus, that could be very bullish, right? That could be very bullish indeed. So the value at the moment, liquid supply, is $13.5 million. And of course, the V1 buy and burn is currently at 13.1. So obviously that's flipped in terms of value, and that was always going to happen, but with ETH price, but that's still looking pretty good. The staker payouts. So we've still got the 88 day coming. That is going to go up in value as ETH goes up. So it's at just over 3.25 million. So look out for that, and it's getting closer and closer to payouts. That's going to benefit DragonX and Helios and others. Not too bad. All right, so that is that. Now, obviously, DragonX is ratio sitting at 12.1, up 9% today, so not nice little move there. What else is going? We are expecting Hydra's got a big buy and burn in it too, so that's got a big buy. If they all start going, if DragonX, Titanx, and Hydra buy and burns all start ticking away, that's going to be quite a move. Even though there's got a bit of a issue with the bot on Titanx V1. The Morpheus is up 21%. Nice little move there from Brandon, doing lots of cool things with the switch swapping site. So looking forward to more stuff happening there for Morpheus and more buy and burn, I think. What else? Tink token sitting at 2.1 cents at the moment. This is the big farm. This is self-fulfilling, right? So as if this goes up more value, then more money goes onto the Tink and etc. And it all starts going back up again pretty fast. So keep a lookout for that theme. And then we've got a lot of the ones that have gone to base chain on the Omni chain. But look, we got Taurus out. Whee! Taurus is just launched from Cryptographics less than 1 day. So let's go check it out and see what's happening now. So yes, it's live. Taurus is live. This is about 6 hours ago now. It's been live. This is the official statement from that Taurus is alive and is alive. It is live and active on Ethereum, mainnet Ethereum. Please only get your information from this account and cross-reference with the statement made by Taurus. Taurus token address, that's the one there, 86E8. Taurus link to the Taurus DApp. There it is. You can earn on there, of course. For those looking to buy Taurus, use the buy Taurus function, etc. Please do not rush yourselves, as you are more likely to make a mistake, so take your time. Cryptographics, of course, is the crossover influencer, PulseChain Techniques. Everyone knows him very well, and he's launched this today. So congratulations, special congratulations to Cryptographics. We did interview him about a month ago, and it was a fantastic interview, probably the best one I've had, I think, just about up there. And so yeah, get out there, kind of cool. Yeah, so congratulations there. Taurus is live. Look at that, 9,500 views already. Pretty good there. So I might repost that as well. Bam. Congratulations to the team. Can't reply to that, but that is the play. Let's have a quick to see whether there's any other updates from Taurus. 2 hours ago, Taurus is live and up over 150% in price. He tapped 3,000. BTC made an all-time high, so perfect time for launching. It's not, you couldn't have asked for a better time launching, so congratulations for that. It's pretty much the holy grail. Welcome to the age of Taurus. Taurus pool payouts at $870,000 already with the day one Taurus payouts. I guess that's in the play. Great launch there. Lots of cool stuff. It's official. It's live. So kind of cool. All that cool stuff happening there with Taurus. So let's go to the site, shall we? Have a look at the website. And yeah, a beautiful website. So he's done everything well. You know, I mean, this is Cryptographics, well known for doing cool stuff. And truly the first of its kind on the blockchain, shape of value, the flow of the future. Now, probably the big overall thing to talk about this is that he's really trying to design that the demand sustainable side of a protocol. And that's kind of the holy grail of crypto. So we're going to keep watching this very closely. It has buy and burn build. 92% of Taurus economic energy fuels the buying, burning, and boosting liquidity, ensuring smooth user transactions. So even if sort of demand goes off, the rates come up. So it sort of is like a seesaw to get people continually going into the protocol. I think that's kind of the basic idea. Yeah, look at us at the end staking ROI at the moment, 3,500%. Also estimated creation, 51,000%. So yeah, we're going to keep a lookout for that. It's got a cool video on how it works. And of course, the pool payout at the moment, $724,000, $1.30 total Taurus burns is just starting up there. But you can click the earn button there and get involved. It's got all the contracts there. So yeah, you got the power as you normal if you use the Titanx, and the earn length is there, 88 days. And of course, you can enter with the ETH or Titanx and start creating that as well. And then of course, stake it. So play. Beautiful site, right? Beautiful site. Well done on the site. It's got the burning, which is only just getting ready, I guess. Buy Taurus with ETH. Balance is 9,000. So it's $9,267 in there so far. Buy Taurus with Titanx, $19,187. Buy and build. They got a buy and build tab. They got $5,600 in there, and buy Taurus with Titanx, $35,000. And they got Fractal as well, sitting with the ETH and Titanx balance also. So 115 billion Titanx in there actually, and 3,000 ETH as well. The stats. Let's look at the stats quickly. Yeah, day one there, pool payout 724,000. So yeah, we'll keep watching that price. Total Taurus supply, there's 20,000 Taurus at the moment, $145,000. Taurus burns just started. Taurus, what's that? $1,600 in stake Taurus at the moment, so still early days on staking. And total shares there, 477 million shares. So that is pretty much it. So, and obviously you can buy Taurus as well with the link there on site. So nice work there. Well done. So we'll keep a look on that and see how that goes. That is Taurus. And of course, can it pull in, maybe over the next week, can it do big numbers? We shall see. Will it do 10 trillion was what people were talking about? Can it do anything like that? That'd be pretty cool. and maybe it might help, kickstart a bit earlier the Titan-X move to the upside in relative relation to ETH in particular. So that's pretty much it. The other big protocol that we're looking forward to coming is going to be Genie, Bitcoin Genie from crazy mad scientist Stevie D. But there are probably a few other projects in the mix here too that will probably do some nice things as well, particularly coming out from the Inferno team and from others like James and the Dude, all those cool guys developing some really cool stuff on multi-chains. They're actually going, I think they're moving from base chain. They're going to go to, what chain was it? There's another chain that they're going to. I've forgotten the name of it now, but they're going to go there too. What's it? I kind of know it, but it's not coming to my mind. I kind of don't know. But that's going to be pretty cool. What chain is it? Oh, it's got me now. God, I know it too. Yeah. Anyway, it's skipping my mind right now. All right. I'll fill in the show and then it will come to me. Right, that's the usual thing. What I said, Brennan says, fingers crossed for a weekend pump. Yeah, or pamp. As Brennan say, absolutely. That's pretty much it. All right. So what else did we got? PulseChain pump is likely waiting for New South Wales to show up. Oh, there's some fighting talk there, Brennan. Congrats, Cryptographics on Taurus. Yeah, 100% there. Congratulations to Cryptographics. Well done on that launch. And we may very well get him on an interview if he's free. Obviously, he's been busy, but once he's freed up a little bit, probably get him on the show to talk us all through it again and see how the metrics are going and how things might play out and all that good stuff. All right, so that's kind of cool. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. I've certainly enjoyed it, and we were going to play the fireworks. So let's see if we can find the fireworks, shall we? Let's go to the fireworks, and because we've got to celebrate. This is a very big day. That breakout for Bitcoin, Ethereum on the golden cross. Things are really on the move. So it's time to play the party. So let's do that. Yeah, there it is. It didn't show up on my studio, but it's definitely showing up on the stream there. Oh, there it goes. It's delayed. I don't know why it's delayed on my screen. It shows up first. All right, so that was pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's play it one more time. Congrats again to Cryptographics. Nice. Wookiees Wars might not show up in the grand final. The chances of that are very high, and even if they do show up, they won't have the mental game. That's the problem. I'm really rowing assault into the winds there. All right, that's pretty funny. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Enjoyed the bull market. This is a hyper bullish sign today, and once that whale's finished selling, game on for PulseChain, no doubt, particularly for Hex. We're expecting big things there as well. All right, take care, everybody. Enjoy yourself, and I'll leave you with Raoul Paul to get the bullish spirit continued. And I'll catch you again tomorrow on tomorrow's show. Take care, everybody, and bye for now.
You should really look at the pattern of Bitcoin after a halving. So here's a little Bitcoin price analysis for you guys. So there's been a couple of halving cycles that have happened, and I asked him to go back and look at the price performance 1 month after a halving, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, and 18 months after a halving. And what you notice is that there are these moments. Initially, where essentially when you go through a Bitcoin halving, people are sort of reassessing what's happening and they're trying to figure it out. That's sort of what I would say happens in the first month and roughly what also happens in the first 3 months. But then within 6 months to a year and 18 months of these things, there are these crazy price appreciation cycles that happen. So that's what this page shows, which is, 18 months after the first halving, the Bitcoin price returned 45x. After the second halving, it returned almost 28x. And after this third halving, it returned almost an 8x, which is really incredible returns in such a short period of time. If you go to the next page. And so if you graph that, this is what it starts to show, which is what is this price performance after each of these halving cycles. Now, why is that interesting? Well, it's interesting because on top of this halving, which theoretically, if history is a guide, we should see some price appreciation. obviously the other thing that's happened is we've commercialized Bitcoin. And we talked about this sort of as my big prediction for 2024, which is these ETFs are really going to allow Bitcoin to cross the chasm and have its sort of central key moment, right? And so if you apply the averages, and again, these are just averages, they're by no means predictions. Okay, so I just want to qualify that.
Yeah,
These are
this
just
is not financial advice.
It's not financial advice. These are just guesses.
Data.
We took these and we applied it to the price of Bitcoin. And if you go to the next page, you start to see what could happen if you just take the average of the last few cycles. So because the first cycle was so extreme, and you start to
so you're just doing cycle 2 and 3 here, to be clear.
Just the averages of cycle 2 and 3, and what you start to see is some really meaningful appreciation. And when I talked to Wences about this, how he explained it, which makes a lot of sense to me, is there are a lot of countries that will never look at Bitcoin credibly, even if they support it. The US may be one of those, but there's an increasing body of countries that will become dual currency. And they will look at their local currency, and then they will look at Bitcoin. And they will say both of these two things are needed. One, when you're transacting on a daily basis for random goods and services. And two, when you need to buy a permanent asset that needs to have residual value, you'll use something like BTC. And I think that's a very powerful concept. And if you look at what this price chart could indicate, is that if this thing starts to get to these levels of appreciation, it is going to completely replace gold and start to become
All right, so that video cut out. That wasn't a Rail Paul video, by the way, but that was still very illustrative that, 18 months after halving there, they're talking about potentially if a cycle 2 and 3 together up to over 1.1 million, of course, get to the gold market cap and then be an alternative for gold purely based on market cap. So that was pretty bullish. But let's check out the banana part of the curve as well, leading us to that glory, and that is Rail Paul. All right, take care. Enjoy.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing each cycle. It's not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020. 2021, off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats, don't fuck this up, don't lose control of your tokens, don't use leverage, don't get your wallet hacked, just sit with it. Be careful, don't get FOMO, do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.